As one shift waits to go down, the other is coming up. The night shift men have been at work for 8 hours, not actually getting coal, but making everything ready for Jack and his mates. Each of the 3 shifts has its own particular job to do, and in a pit, the work never stops. The cages that take Jack and the rest down the pit are raised and lowered up and down the shafts by wire ropes. These are guided by the 2 wheels on the headstocks. You will see them at any colliery. There are 2 shafts. One is used for bringing up the coal, the other carries men and all the materials and machinery needed in the pit. Both are essential for ventilation. By this time, the cage will have reached the pit bottom, 650 yards down, over 1/3 of a mile. But even at the pit bottom, it's still a long way to the place where Jack actually works. The fact is, his journey's only just begun.
Ah, that's right enough. It's a mile from my house to the pit head, and it's another good mile from the pit bottom to the coal face where I work. Before we've gone far, we pass the deputy's office. A very important place. I suppose you'd call it the nerve centre of the pit. In there, the deputies, that's our word for foreman, by the way, meet between shifts. They talk over what's been happening during the old shift and make plans for the new. That office is also a telephone exchange. From it, you can speak to any part of the pit, underground or on the surface. Down here, the main roads, tunnels you'd call them, are quite broad and well lighted. This is the main haulage road. When we've got started on the face, the tubs will be running along it, bringing out the coal. It all looks solid enough, and it is really, but here and there you can see the effects of the natural pressures which are constantly pushing the roads out of shape. This kind of thing, for instance. Every few 100 yards or so, you pass side roads leading off to the various working districts. Altogether, there's 5 coal faces in this pit. There's plenty of this bending business, but you seem to get used to it, and it never goes on for long. We've been walking for 20 minutes now, and there's not much further to go. This is the loading point, where they'll soon be filling tubs with our coal. It's about 300 or 400 yards from the face, and the coal is carried along on a conveyor. It's not working now, but soon after we get on the face, it'll be taking away tons of coal every minute. Well, we're here. From the pit bottom, it's been half an hour's walk. You don't need much on your back when you get in coal, so we strip off and onto the face. Straight away, we test the roof and make sure as everything is quite safe. It's a good seam I work in. The coal lies almost 6 foot thick. That means as we can stand upright while we're working. That's a blessing, because in quite a few mines, the seams are much thinner and working is more difficult. First things we look for are the shot holes, used to blast down the coal, and the undercut. As usual, everything is ready for us. It's worth a lot to start the job on the right foot, and it's the business of the night shift to see as we do.
Yes, it was the night shift that got everything ready. First, they drilled the shot holes, each one 4 feet 6 inches deep. The position of each hole had been marked by the shift deputy beforehand, and when the driller finished one, he moved along to the next. But shot firing alone won't bring down enough coal unless the face is also undercut. So next, on the night shift, close behind the drillers, came the cutting team. Years ago, all coal cutting was done by hand pick. Today, machine cutting is the rule in most pits. The business end of it is the jib. And it's these teeth, revolving round, that bite into the coal. When the coal is blasted, the undercut will help the explosives in bringing it down. Wedges are put in the cut to prevent lumps of coal rolling from the face and also to stop the rock pressure on the coal from closing up the cut. The night shift has done its work, drilling and cutting.
Ah, but before we can start in earnest, we have to clear the coal loosened by the cutter. There's more of this cutter coal to be got away than you'd think. By the time we've finished with it all, we've shifted as much as a foot of loose coal. But most of the coal is still on that face. It'll have to be broken down before we can do anything else. And here's the man as'll do the job. Beck, the shot firer. Safety first and last. That's the watchword when we're shot firing. And while I'm getting the ramming clay and explosives, Beck is busy testing for gas. He uses a flame safety lamp. If there's any gas about, you'll see a little blue halo on top of the flame. If that happens, there can be no firing till the gas has been cleared away. But there's no trouble here, so now we can go ahead. While Beck's cleaning the hole and testing for breaks, I get the clay ready. It goes in after the cartridge and the detonator. It prevents the charge blowing straight out of the hole and makes sure as the force of the explosion spreads right through the surrounding coal. But before we can fire, there's still another safety precaution to be taken. That's stone dusting. Stone dust mixes with the coal dust and makes it non-explosive. When this job is done, Beck posts one of us down the face, in this case Roy, to see as nobody comes along in that direction while we're firing. He clears the rest of us off to a shelter and then makes his final test for gas. Of course, as the man in charge, the shot firer's always the last to leave the part of the face where the shot is being fired. This cable will carry the electric current as fires the charge.
Fire on one.
Last off, first back is the shot firer's job. When he's made sure as everything is safe, he calls us out of the shelter. Good. Now we can get to work. Although we've been told as everything's safe, we must make sure for ourselves. You can always tell by the sound of the roof when you tap it, whether it's all right or not. It's real work, this. Each pair, Roy and I together like, or the two Arthurs, has what we call a stent to work. And on this face, it's 10 yards. Our face is 130 yards long, so you can reckon as there's 26 of us working on it. When we've shifted the coal brought down by the shot, we call for beck again. More shot firing, more filling. So it goes on all through the morning. But, you know, there's more to our job than just getting the coal onto the conveyor. We've got to make the roof secure where the coal come away from it. Steel props and bars do the job. We set the prop upright and then wedge the bar along the roof. Although we use steel here, many pits have wooden props for this job. But whichever you use, it's a temporary support, and there'll be something more permanent later. We hardly realize it when we're out at work, but by the end of our shift, we'll have blown down and shoveled away coal to a depth of 4.5 foot. That means we'll be 4.5 foot further forward, so everything else, and particularly the conveyor, has to move forward as well. That's the job of the afternoon shift. The furniture remove, as some of us call them.
Their job is rather like rolling up a carpet, but it's a lot harder to do. First, the conveyor belting will be broken into sections and rolled clear. Then the rollers and structure will be shifted forward towards the face. Finally, the belt will be relaid. It looks easy enough, but it takes the best part of 6 hours to complete the whole change, all the way along the face. Another job that will be done on this shift is packing. As you drive your coal face forward, you can't afford to leave an unsupported space behind you. During the day shift, props were erected. Now these are withdrawn, and in their place, permanent packs are built to support the roof, 1 every 7 yards. And when the furniture removers have done their work, the whole face is ready for the night shift. The drillers and cutters. Remember them? That's how the 3-shift system works at this pit. Look at it again, in diagram this time. First, the night shift. Shot holes are drilled, and the coal is undercut. At some pits, cutting is done first before drilling. Next, the morning shift, Jack Scott's shift. Shot firing and filling. So it goes on until the coal face has been driven forward 4.5 feet. Lastly, the afternoon shift, the furniture removers. The conveyor is shifted forward. This is called turning over. Packs, built every 7 yards, hold up the roof as the face advances. So the afternoon shift builds new packs. There it is in a nutshell. Night, drilling and cutting. Morning, shot firing and filling. Afternoon, turning over and packing.